Hey guys, your boy Shaw Bellamy back with a brand new episode of Philly Eagles Talk here on my channel. And yeah, guys, the regular season started today for our Philadelphia Eagles. We had a week 1 matchup on the road, against the New England Patriots, where we won a very sloppy 25-20 game. Coming to this game, I actually had us beating the Patriots 31-13. I just thought, again, with Mac Jones as their quarterback, I don't really trust Mac Jones that much as the Patriots quarterback. I didn't think he was going to be able to keep up with our team, and our defense was going to eat, and, D-line was going to get tons of sacks, stuff like that, but that did not happen. But again, you guys, like I said, we did win 25-20 in a very sloppy game. Let's get over to my thoughts as far as with the offense and defense. Starting with the offense, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts looked absolutely rusty, as you can expect. A lot of quarterbacks did this week, today, here in week 1. As far as like overall his passing game, I thought Jalen Hurts was solid. I believe he was taking what the defense was giving him and throwing some good passes here and there, especially when he had time to throw, which I will go over in a second, because there was plenty of times he didn't have time to throw in this game because of the Eagles O-line. But yeah, I thought he was solid. Again, he made some decent reads when the Patriots, because it seemed like the Patriots was playing a very sound zone. They took away every kind of like all the deep plays we like to do. Like any pass that Jalen was looking down the field 20 yards or more, the Patriots was doing a really good job taking that away. So I got to give my hats off to Jalen that he absolutely just took the defense given, didn't force a lot of balls and put it the pass a lot of his throws in harm's way. But he did have a very crucial fumble in the game. It was like late fourth quarter, under 5 minutes, where the Eagles barely holding on as is against the Patriots after our defense made a stop to give us the ball back. It was a costly fumble, but also a frustrating fumble because Jalen knows more than anyone to slide. Like, he does a really good job getting down when he knows the defense is about to touch him, and for some reason he just tried to power through, and it was a very legal tackle by the Patriots defender where a ball popped out, and again the Patriots recovered, and it just made the anxiety levels go even higher. The defense definitely saved Jalen today. But yeah, I thought he had an alright game. There was times he missed some reads. Dallas Goedert was open a couple times. A.J. Brown was open a couple times. Devontae was open a couple times. It just seemed like Jalen definitely missed some reads. But he also, like I said, he was rusty. Alright, a solid game. And I'm pretty sure he'll get better as time goes forward this season. Next thing to talk about the offense, you guys, is the O-line. Not much to say here. O-line was absolutely horrible. I think they gave up like 3-4 sacks on Jalen. Maybe just 2, but it could have been more, is my point. The O-line was terrible. This is an Eagles offensive line that you can argue is top 3 in the league, top 5, whatever you want to say. And New England wasn't doing anything crazy. It's just their D-line was just feel like they was punching our O-line in the mouth. And every time Jalen hiked the ball, even in shotgun, Jalen literally was running for his life. It seemed like as soon as he caught the ball in his hands, like after a couple of seconds, the New England Patriots was in his face. And it was frustrating because Jalen could never really get really settled, and it seemed like he probably had he was always having to look over his shoulder or something, like if a guy was behind him or running in front of him. The O-line has got to pick it up as season goes on. Again, it's just week 1. It could just be lack of communication, lack of playing time because of, we got to go through the offseason, the preseason. So it could just be rust as well, but the O-line was not good today. Then also talking about not good on the offense was Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson is the Philadelphia Eagles' new offensive coordinator. And his play calling today was very vanilla/conservative. It was garbage, man. He had Eagles fans wanting to pull their hair out and wanted to actually him get fired after this game. And I know Eagles fans could definitely overreact, but it was definitely frustrating, dude, at the time, watching him call these plays. I don't understand why he was being so conservative. There was a point in the game where it was raining, I think, to start. So I guess he really wanted Jalen to drop back and throw a lot of, aggressive deep ball plays. But it stopped raining like midway through the first quarter, so there's no excuse after that. The play call, it just felt like a lot of passes was behind the line of scrimmage, wide receiver screens, 2-yard throws, 3-yard throws, quick routes. When we have, it's like he forgot who his personnel was. He has Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, DeAndre Swift. You have Quez Watkins. You have tons of weapons on the outside. You got to let Jalen in this offense get loose. There's no way we should have been playing that tight and that conservative in this game. Again, I understand Russ could probably be playing a part, but you could just tell he was a new offensive coordinator. Like, this was his first game. Like, he was nervous to call the big plays. I'm not saying the Patriots defense is garbage, but they have no one on their defense that really scares you when it talks about the secondary. I think the secondary, they was missing a cornerback or two. Like, we should have feasted more on that defense. But again, I think the play calling by Brian Johnson was so vanilla and conservative, it just made the entire offense very timid and nervous to do certain things. It was very strange. And then the last thing on the offense, you guys, was why the hell, my question was, why the hell was Kenneth Gainswell, the running back, our running back, Kenneth Gainswell, getting the bulk of the carries over DeAndre Swift? The Philadelphia Eagles brought DeAndre Swift over from the Detroit Lions, and all you need to do is look up his highlight tape, dude. DeAndre Swift is a walking highlight reel, man. He could catch the ball out of the backfield, and he could definitely run the football if you give the ball in his hands. I honestly expected to see a lot of him this game against the Patriots. To definitely get the ball out of Jalen's hands and not force him to, have to think about running anything. For some reason, and no disrespect to Kenneth Gainswell, I like Kenneth Gainswell. Kenneth Gainswell was basically given the start and was given like 9 to 10, 11 carries versus I think DeAndre Swift carried the ball one time, had the ball thrown to him one time. Granted, when Jalen threw him the ball, he did drop it, but it's not like the play was going to go anywhere if he caught it. But as far as we're talking about running back, giving him the ball to be a running back, he got the ball, I think, like 1 or 2 times this game. I don't understand. But I got so frustrated. Again, I know it's week 1. I know Eagles fans overreact. But I hope this doesn't become a trend. Why the hell would you not give the ball to DeAndre Swift more? No one fears Kenneth Gainswell. The Patriots did not fear Kenneth Gainswell in the backfield. I don't understand that. DeAndre Swift should have... I know when Bill Belichick... I wasn't in those defensive meetings, whatever, but I know when Bill Belichick and him was getting ready for this game, I guarantee you DeAndre Swift was on their freaking lookout board when you talk about the Eagles offense. You're not talking about Kenneth Gainswell. Again, no disrespect to him because I like Kenneth Gainswell, but your starting running back should have been DeAndre Swift. That's ridiculous. I don't know why he got majority carries, dude. It really, really pissed me off. Every play, it just seemed like they kept giving it to Kenneth Gainswell. When I believe 100% that DeAndre Swift is the better running back. Again, like I said, I'm not saying that that Kenneth Gainswell did not earn the start, or not earn the start, but earn his spot on the roster. But he's not a featured back. He's not a guy you're going to look to give it to from first down to second down to third, basically from first to third down. He's not a featured back. Give that to DeAndre Swift. And then bring Gainswell in and Boston Scott and run it back by committee. But there's no way DeAndre Swift should only have like 2-3 carries in this game. It's ridiculous. Again, that could have been Brian Johnson, Nick Sirianni. I don't know. Maybe the Eagles are trying to prove that having Kenneth Gainswell out there was a proof that he is a good running back. I don't know why they did that, but I hope they do not continue that going forward. Give the ball to DeAndre Swift. So as my thoughts on the offense, you guys, I would give the offense overall maybe a C- or a D. They was absolutely awful today, man. But again, it could just be rust. But again, for this game against the Patriots, they was awful. Moving on to the defense, you guys, before I wrap this up. I thought the defense played okay. They definitely saved the game. You got to give one of the game balls to them. You definitely got to give it to them. But they only had 1 sack. I don't know if I said it earlier, but I really thought when I first come into this game, the Eagles were going to feast on Mac Jones. Make him make a lot of mistakes and make him so nervous in that pocket. The Eagles did not really do that. Besides having an early interception that you can argue was because of the wide receiver, I guess it was Mac Jones' fault because he threw it too high. But my point is, besides the interception he threw to Darius Slay, Mac Jones was killing the Eagles in the second quarter and partially through the second half. Eagles could not get no pressure on Mac Jones to like way late in the game when it was like the last a minute left. I think the Eagles had 1 sack on him, yo. And what pisses me off about that is they was down like 2 offensive linemen. They didn't really, not down to the offensive line. 2 offensive linemen, I think, for their team. Their starting offensive lineman was hurt. And the Eagles didn't get really any pressure. He had all day to throw the ball back there. It was insane. Then there was the lack of tackling in the second half. It's like the Eagles Eagles defense had like no energy. Once we was getting to like the bulk of the game of the second half. It missed tackles, angles. There was a point they allowed the Patriots to keep the game close by scoring a touchdown under 2 minutes after the Eagles went up, I believe, 25-14. It was crazy, dude. Like, just the defense looked mid. Also on speaking about defense, linebacker and safety is still a worry. I know it's week 1, but this is what a lot of fans, Eagles fans, are talking about coming into the season. That middle of the field, dude, starting with our linebackers, is so exposed. Mac Jones was absolutely killing Eagles anytime they thought about throwing it in the middle of the freaking field. It was ridiculous how open and exposed that middle of the field was. And it's the same issue the Eagles had last year during the season. If you play against Eagles, you got to attack the middle of the field. It's right there for the taking. But yeah, as far as the linebackers got written down, Nakobe Dean, who got hurt during the game, I hope he's okay. We didn't really hear much about it, but he got hurt in the game. But he looked lost out there. Our linebacker Cunningham, he looked lost out there, especially in coverage. And then our safety, I don't know who Justin Evans is. I haven't really paid attention that much to this dude. I heard some people say he had a good camp and everything like that. He was one of the starting safeties playing alongside Reed Blankenship. By the way, real quickly, Blankenship is actually going to be a beast. I love Reed Blankenship. He plays safety very well for this Eagles team, but they need to get someone else to line up alongside him. Justin Evans is not it. Again, one game, but dude looked absolutely lost out there. Lack of safety help when our corners needed it, especially when it was on his side. He looked really lost out there. I don't know who in their right mind thought it was a good idea to put him out there. He looked horrible out there, man. He did not belong out there with the rest of them dudes. Put him on special teams or something, but he should not be a starting safety if this is what he's going to bring to the rest of this to the rest of the season. Because if you watch tape on him, any team going forward, watch tape on him, and he's their starting safety, the Eagles starting safety, I would attack him every single time down the field. Or the middle field. He was lost out there, dude. Absolutely lost. Yeah, the Eagles, I expect Howie, again, he got from now to week 8 or whatever the trade deadline is to definitely look at that position, because I expect him, if it continues like this, to absolutely look to upgrade in the linebacker and safety position. But there was some good things. Like I said, the defense did hold in the end. Jalen Carter, the beast first-round pick we picked up from Georgia from this year's draft, was everything as advertised. He's going to be an absolute menace. Had some good amount of quarterback pressures when he, he didn't get a lot of sacks, but like I said, he pressured Mac Jones a good amount of times. He had a very, very, very you could argue game-saving sack when it was under a minute left when the Patriots was driving down the field. But yeah, no, there's no but. He had a really good game. But yeah, you guys, besides that, I would give the defense a B. Yeah, the MVP for this game, you can argue, was Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott basically, came up with some clutch kicks for us. Without his leg, we definitely would have lost this game. But I would give the defense a B. I have to give an offense a D. But overall, you guys, again, we did win 25-20. I guess you could say this was expected because it is the week 1. And again, a lot of these guys did not play in preseason. So maybe that's it. I don't know. But I really hope this is, this does not, continue. The Eagles, let's let that just be the very important game we need, where you're like, all right, you played rusty, you still found a way to win. We'll be here to the end. Let's get better from here on out. Because now, next week, 3-4 days, we got to go up against the Minnesota Vikings, who looked awful themselves against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers earlier. But again, we got a very quick turnaround on Thursday night against the Minnesota Vikings at Lincoln Financial Field at home. So again, it's just one game. I get it. Don't want to overreact too much. Just giving you guys my thoughts. But that's it, you guys. I'm out. Peace.